Us. Well, there you have it. We just finished our class today. We had our morning training session. We started at 11 o'clock this morning for Saturday, the 4th of April 2020. Our focus point today was on distance. Okay, distance, timing, precision. Now, we looked at our Sensei Lorraine's 3-minute karate training video she put together for us today. Our focus was implementing that distance and learning how we can make or break distance through our technique. So she spoke about the punch 1, 2 technique. She spoke about the kick, doing the ma-geri, and reaching our target area through understanding distance or measurement, where our opponent is, to have that precision that we talk about in our training. So let's just look at again what she spoke about. So shuffle forward, I'm breaking my distance. Now watch this hip in particular, it rotates to get my distance. And then the ma-geri, my knee comes up. So my knee comes up and kicks. If I leave my kick here, my hip doesn't extend through. So that rotation of the ma-geri, the foot on the floor, to my hip coming forward is important. So watch the hip coming forward. Here to do my ma-geri, as opposed to this. All right, so let's watch it. Slowly, ich, ni, san, ich. Ich, ni, san, ich. And faster. Ich, 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 ich. And we should be practicing that on both sides. Okay, it's very important that you start off slow and focus on utilizing your hip, focus on breaking that distance for each of those techniques. Do that on both sides. Once you do it slow, start to go faster like we did later on today. We did 20 seconds each side. So you can see it side on, I'll show you. Yep, yeah, look at that hip in particular. This hip here rotates, and I'm up on my toes here. 1, 2, then the ma-geri to come through. You understand? We did the moshigiri, very similar. We just did the 1, 2, Jordan moshigiri, knee up from the outside. We've been speaking about this Wednesday and Friday. Knees up from the outside, we rotate that knee around. So again, that foot has to turn, a hip has to move forward in order for us to reach our opponent. Again, we're talking about distance here. You leave that hip behind, there's no power, there's no precision, and the likelihood of you reaching your target is quite limited. So we need to be able to use our limbs appropriately, which we turn into a weapon. So after practicing backwards and forwards, we added the front leg onto it. We did front leg ma-geri, same principle, coming in, 1, 2, Jordan moshigiri. So again, utilizing our hips. Up. So again, coming into our opponent, make sure our punches land on our opponent. Okay, and going through our opponent. Not just to the gi or to the body in front, we actually have enough room to continue through. Same if we strike to the face, same principle. We're not bringing it to the face, our fist has to go through the face. We then move from our straight line techniques to angles, utilizing an angle and encroaching on that space from angles through that stepping. This side, we came back to the center. Then we went the right side, back to the center. Left side, center, right side, center. And we went through all those techniques. So again, 1, 2, ma-geri, back to the center. 1, 2, ma-geri, back to the center. We did that for a 20-second count each side. Then we added the moshigiri, same thing. 1, 2, using your hip, moshigiri, back to the center. 1, 2, notice, look at the distance. I'm encroaching on that distance. Moshigiri, back to the front. We kept doing that each side. Then we implemented the front leg with the front leg margo. 1, 2, more oshigiri. Back to the center. Front leg margo. 1, 2, more oshigiri. We then moved on to gera more oshigiri. So again, we're trying to hit the inside thigh, so between the knee, the groin, striking here. Nice close range technique. Person's in nice and close. So again, that talks about distance. So we're too close to execute that margiri, or we might not have the flexibility to come Jordan moshigiri, but we're close enough to go gera moshigiri. Obviously, we're trying to train to improve our flexibility, but in this case, we're close. So we want to hit the inside thigh, break their stance to come through with our technique and finish Jordan. We did that from an angle. The front's over here. So we turn, get up, ish, ish. And back up, back to the center. Ish. Center. Awesome. And we continue to do that. As we know, being stationary, there's no power. We can't generate power. Yes, we might be able to get faster with our hands, but we're just relying on one part of our body only. So if we're punching with our hand or arm, we're only relying on our arm and our shoulder. But if we utilize our distance and timing, precision correctly, or utilizing our stance, we can generate power. Through our hip rotation, using our leg, our hip, okay, our obliques, our shoulder, elbow, wrist to go through the extension of the punch. Same with the margari. We're using a whole hip flexor to come forward. We're using the rotation off the floor with the supporting foot to give us that power. So I can't emphasize enough, people disregard distance sometimes. Distance has a lot to do with your stance. Distance has a lot to do with that overall execution of whatever technique you do. So in our next training session, let's try and implement what we've learned today and really focus on that distance that you saw in the 3-minute karate training video, but also how we applied it to our kamate in our training session today. So we used straight line techniques, we used angle techniques. Opponents coming from different angles or us striking from different angles, we applied that. Thank you very much, and stay tuned to the next 3-minute karate training video and the next training session. Us.